Hi, Cass. Hi, Kathy. I'm back home, but still having these computer issues. So one sec. You don't need to see the rest of my household there. So awesome, ladies. Well, here we are with our three gals tea party again. For those of you that are here live, thanks for coming. And also, if you're able to join later for the recording, fantastic. This is a chance for you to just check out from your day, wherever you're at, whatever you're doing. Drop into the body, drop out of all the spinning, all of the mind and emotional stuff that is can be really charging, but we can learn with practice to let that all be just like consciousness flowing through and not be so triggered by it all. So just knowing that it's happening for everybody, it's part of being human. And so we use our practice, we'll move some energy. It's a little chilly in in my room here today. And so I know this isn't a class that we do a lot of standing in, but we're going to start standing today. If you have a couple of couch cushions, anything like that, or pillows from your bedroom, we'll use those later. If there's something that you like to boost yourself up to sit, you can use the pillow or you can sit in a chair. So let's bring ourselves up to stand. So, and see what sort of reaction there might be even to that request of exerting the effort to just stand up. Maybe you've been sitting at a desk, or maybe you've been out for a walk today. Let's just see what it's like to stand and know that we're standing, feeling into the entire body with some openness, with some curiosity to what might be here. So some of those thoughts and streams of consciousness are going to be apparent in the body, could feel disembodied and just kind of like a floating head. It can help to bring the attention to the feet and to feel your feet on the ground. As a starting point into the body. And from the feet, then you can feel the support of the ground and move your way upwards through the lower limbs. Maybe some tenderness in some area of the legs, or you have a tight spot or an injury. The hips, what you might be feeling there in the low back, or something that might be nice to receive today if these are areas that might be holding some tension. Maybe you don't feel anything much either. Just moving up through the rib cage. So resting the attention here on the breath. If you can feel some sensations of the diaphragm, I mentioned that on Tuesday, that pancake shaped muscle. That as the breath comes in, it flattens out and drops down into the area just above the pelvis. And as the exhale happens, that muscle fills up like a balloon and fills all the way up into the chest cavity, making that release happen. It's the shoulder blades, the heads of the shoulders just going through to see what might come up in any of these areas, the upper arms, palms, fingers. Might feel the temperature of the air in your space around your fingertips, your throat. See where the head is resting in space. Now that we're back up in this area again. Just letting it be just a part of the body, no more important than any other. The jaw, the eyes, some of these areas that might be gripping. And your eyes can be open or closed as you continue to stand and perhaps allow the attention to be in one area of the body, whatever is predominant. Don't need to strain or try to think of it, but just rest your attention in one area, and it could be the breath. Whatever the sensations are in this area, gently letting your attention rest there, even as the mind will try to pull us out of that place. It's just a returning to what is here in the present, in the body. Let's take some sun breath. So the arms are going to reach up on the inhale. And then exhale, we're bringing them out to the sides. You can open the eyes if you like, and perhaps look up on the inhale. Lifting out of the waist, and then exhale, reaching the arms wide. Just keeping a softness in the knees, stretching up through the arms. And exhale, bringing the arms wide. And then let's add on reaching up this time. And then a swan dive over the legs, quite a bend at the knees for those tight hamstrings. For me anyways, dropping the chin in towards the chest. We'll breathe in halfway. Lengthen the spine, chest parallel with the floor. And then we'll fold belly to thighs again and empty all the breath out. Chin to chest again. Let's hang out here for a few breaths, taking this first one slowly, shifting the weight forward and back through the feet. Might be holding on to opposite elbows, or let the arms just dangle if that feels okay. Shifting left and right, and nodding the head yes and no. Maybe making a few faces while you're down here to stretch out the jaw or scrunch the eyes. Deep breath in through the nose. And then let's roll up on the exhale, curling up through the spine, keeping the chin glued to the chest as you come all the way up, rolling the shoulders down the back, and then let's reach up again. Inhale, press through the feet and reach up to the stars. And fold over the legs. This time we'll just come down on the exhale and pause. See if you can move with the breath, coming up halfway, pressing hands to shins or into the thighs. And then release that again on the exhale, all the way to empty at the bottom. Rolling up through the spine, loose arms. Rolling the shoulders a little quicker this time so that the breath can come in. If that makes sense, as you look up, and then fold again on the exhale. Pausing at the bottom on empty. The halfway lift is the breath in. And the exhale is the fold. We're slowing down the breath to calm the nervous system. Inhale, let's bring it up again. Let's do a couple more of those. The exhale, just going your own pace. The inhale is the halfway. You need to spend a little longer at one point. We're folding on the exhale. Or your breath is different, that's okay. Breathing in to come all the way up. And this last one, just in silence on your own. Meet at the top and Samastitihi. Bringing the thumbs to the heart. Pausing for a moment. Really press the palms in towards each other to stretch out the wrists. Press, press, press. Feel a little bit of fire, a little bit of activation across the breastbone. And then bring the backs of your hands together and give them a little bit of a wiggle jiggle there. We'll release the arms and Come on up again. We'll press the palms up towards the sky. Lengthen out through the side of your body. Feel the breath three-dimensionally through the front, back, and sides. And then press the palms forward and curve out in the spine. You can bend the knees here. Let's reach up again on the inhale. Tuck the tailbone, squeeze the shoulder blades together a little bit. You could also take a cactus shape with the arms, might feel nice. And then exhale, press forward and dome out the spine in a cat shape, some flexion. So reaching up is the inhale, or the cactus shape, squeezing the elbows, and then the exhale presses it out. Let's do that a couple more times, reaching up or wide, and then press forward, maybe clasp the hands differently each time, even try the palms towards each other. And once more, in and out. Activating the breath. Standing tall this time. Let's bring the arms apart a little bit. Feet a little bit wider. Taking it up and over towards the right. Just like you're holding a beach ball up there. Stay connected and anchored down through the left foot. As a way, again, of centering the attention in the body into the ground, into the entire being. Come back up, inhale, and up and over, left, exhale. Let's come back through center, bring the right hand down and draw the elbow just back a little bit and in with the left hand. As you take another breath, right like that. Let's keep that and take it up and over towards the left on the exhale. And then arms reach up, inhale, switch sides. So bring the left hand down, take the left elbow, draw the back of the skull. A little further back, the ears back, and take it up and over towards the right. And then come back through center. Let's reach both arms up. Inhale, and then exhale the arms down. We're just going to circle the right arm. So right arm's going to come up and back, and we'll try not to move our rib cage too much. So we're not going into a twist. We're just going to enjoy exploring the sensations in this arm. So it could be that those movements need to be smaller, not going above the shoulder for some bodies. So see what it's like. See if you can spin the palm open as you come back. I'm going to use my left hand just to connect with the collarbones, keeping it pretty square, and taking one more circle out there. And then this time we'll start that twist. So bring the left side of the rib cage around as you reach back through the right palm, with your left hand still kind of pulling your sternum bone forward a little bit for that stretch there, for 3, 2, and 1. Bring the right arm across the chest, draw it across with the help of the left forearm to stretch out the outer right arm, shoulder. And then let's give ourselves a hug and a squeeze. Breathing here with a little bend at the knees, or taking an eagle shape with the arms to lift the elbows. We'll hollow out the belly again and fold, bending the knees. And this time lift up, inhale. Wrap the arms around behind, hook the thumbs behind, lift the breastbone up. And then bend the knees and fold over the legs. The thumbs can stay hooking there. Maybe the arms move away from the back, or you can just fly the arms away from each other. So if that's too much for the shoulders, just reaching the arms back. Taking a full breath in and out, finding those pauses at the top of the inhale and at the bottom of the exhale as a way of calming the nervous system. Let's bend the knees and start to sit down into a little chair just for a moment. Reach the arms and come up Arms come down at the sides. Let's do the second side. So start with the right hand, the breastbone. Begin to circle out the left arm. Could be different on this side. I've got a few pops and clicks that weren't there on the other side. Moving the arm. Whatever range of circles it is for you, if you can do a bigger circle, or if you need to keep it smaller. Listening into what the body's needs are today. Let's spin the palm back. And this time as we come up and around, we'll start to wrap the right side of the rib cage and continue to move the left side of the chest a little bit more forward. As we reach back, looking out over the left shoulder for 3, 2, 1. Now the left arm comes across in front and we'll hook it in with the right elbow, dropping that outer left shoulder. Breathing into the back of the heart and then give yourself a hug. Crawling the hands around back. Or eagle shape the arms as you lift the chest up. From either of those shapes, let's exhale to empty and curve in the upper back. Almost like we're sitting in a chair. Lifting up one more time, inhale. And exhale, fly the arms around and clasp the thumbs the opposite direction or the opposite thumb on top as you squeeze the shoulder blades together. We'll bend the knees and belly to thighs. Release the arms away from the back or just fly the palms further back or towards the ceiling. Bend the knees as much as you like and just let the head go here. And then start to drop into that little squat, your version of it as you lift the chest and reach the arms forward for Utkatasana, powerful pose. Inhale, come up. Exhale, open the arms. Let's open the legs as well. And turn the toes out. Coming into a wide goddess squat. Let your shoulders support your head and shift left and right. Moving your inner thighs away from each other, finding some length. The groins. Let's drop the left shoulder down and look over towards the right. Deep breath in, travel through center and right shoulder drops, looking over left. Come back through center. Let's stand it up on the inhale. And then bring it into a goddess shape on the exhale. Squeezing shoulder blades. Reach up, inhale, squeeze the glutes a little. And then exhale. It's coming down as low as feels right for you today. Let's reach up one more time. I'm going to stay for a little bit this time. So taking that into account. Bring the fingertips to the tops of the shoulders. We'll do some breathing here. It's a breath of fire to clear a few things out. So we're just going to be exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. There's a little twist, mostly in the upper back. Exhale, inhale, inhale. Creating some heat. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reach it up, inhale. Exhale, wiggle your feet back. So you can use a chair or the side of a couch or a desk if you like. Let's take a stretch out. I have a chair nearby here. Or you could go right down on the ground into a downward facing dog, but this is a nice alternative with a chair to have your fingerprints on it. Walk your seat back. A bit like you want to stick your seat on the wall. Let your tailbone peel up towards the ceiling. Might bend your knees quite a bit here. And then let your forehead track in the direction of the cushion or whatever it is that you might have your hands on there. Allowing the breath to move along the spine. Let's take a few breaths here that are even and steady. Counting to 3 or 4 on the inhale, and then taking that moment, that break at the top to pause. This is a really good way to balance the nervous system, the sympathetic and the parasympathetic. Calming in action. Let's take a twist while we're here. So we'll take the right hand to the outer left thigh or shin and take a peek underneath the left arm. You can bend your right elbow and energetically draw it towards the right. See how that feels. If you need to bend your knees more, go for it. Keep a bit of a core lift for one more inhale. Pause. And exhale, empty. Each posture we get into, we're moving energy through the cells, around the body, some of those accumulated tensions. Let's take the left hand over to the right leg. Find the spot. Then the left elbow. Draw a little energy to the left with that left arm as you wrap the left ribs under. Keep picking up the left hip and crawling the right fingers forward for 3, 2, 1. Both hands forward again. Bend the knees, walk it in. Let's keep the knees bent and roll up through the spine again. Bringing the shoulders up around and down the back a few times there. And then let's shake it out. So bounce on the heels. Little lift in the heels. And shake, shake, shake. Loose, jiggling. Moving some synovial fluids through the entire spider web network of the body today. Any movements are good here. Anything that's loose and shaky, wobbly, jiggle. You can dance, you can tap dance. Keep going, keep going. Mood enhancing chemicals are flowing as we do this. Easy. Not something we might think of just doing, but during the day, just to take a few moments to get up and shake, shake, shake. Doesn't have to be a big workout to make a difference in your mood and energy, moving things around. 3, 2, and 1. Exhaling through the mouth. So just see for yourself, see what you might feel mood-wise or emotionally. Any shifts or just the tingling, sensations of temperature, whatever's here in the body. Can you bring attention back to the breath? And slowing it down a bit. Let's get some healing going into our digestive organs, some stimulation. So palm on palm, down towards the lower abdomen, and we're going to bring the palms up gently on the right side and down on the left side. Up on the right and down on the left. Circles. We're not trying to squish or push anything out, but we're encouraging the flow that is natural in the body for eliminating waste products, residual tension, emotional tension stored. So the ascending colon brings it up, and then the descending colon takes it down. Let's do this about 5 more times. Good. Let's take gentle fists or fingertips and start to tap into the chest area, the upper lungs, some drumming here and around the collarbones, the throat, wherever you can reach to. That even in the back there, lower down, clearing congestion from the lungs, back body, down to the kidneys. Some gentle massage with your fists. Just wrapping that around. Keep going with that clearing out. So some skin stimulation with your one arm, one hand, brushing the other, brushing it down. Oxytocin chemicals are released. Just with this self clearing house, or the touch that we may not get from so many other people. It's like a hug. Oxytocin is released. We all need that. Let's bring the movement to wherever it is that we can reach to literally dust off some of the cobwebs. Good. Okay, that's enough standing. So let's bring ourselves down to the hands and knees. Have your pillows. If it's chilly, you can have a blanket. Coming down to the floor, onto the hands and knees. If your floor is hard, something underneath the knees might be nice. Come up on the fingerprints for a few. Cat and cow to reconnect with the breath, dropping the belly, squeezing the shoulder blades to breathe in. And then breathing out, lifting the navel. Inhaling, squeezing shoulder blades, and exhale, peel the belly into the back. Shifting forward on the inhale. And coming back on the exhale. You can also move forward and back with that, moving a little ahead of the wrist. You can be on fingertips, fists, or palms as you shift through. And then add in, taking up some space side to side, circling forward and back. See if you can allow the head to travel along and let your attention be in the hips, in those bigger muscles in the lower part of the body, leading things for a change. Mind will want to hook and go out into future thinking, planning, or worrying. So just keep it in the hips, moving in both directions a few more times. Let's come back towards the child's pose. And just pause there with the tops of the feet down. Deep breath in and out through the nose if you aren't congested. Super powerful. Let's walk the hands over towards the left. Come up a little bit off of your heels. And then maybe sit back towards the heels. A little over towards the right. Dropping the forehead. I like to make a fist with my left hand and rest it underneath the forehead. Crawling the right fingers a little further ahead. Good. Let's come back through center. Let's take the left hand, place it just in front of the shoulder slightly, and open up the right arm. You can let your hips swing a little towards the right, and then wrap the right fingertips under and down in the direction of the bottom right corner of your mat. So it's a bit of a diagonal swing here. Reach the right arm, open, swing the hips a little to the right, and then exhale. Hug the belly in as you wrap the right fingertips towards the bottom left corner. And once more, inhale. Swinging the hips and then exhale. Bring yourself down. Nestle your right shoulder underneath yourself. Left fingertips can crawl towards the front of the mat. Or the left arm can reach up or wrap around to rest at the lower back or in and around the right hip crease. Settling here. Taking a bit of a time out. Returning to body sensations or breath awareness. Slide the left hand in front of the face to lift up, and one more time, open right arm. And then the right hand will come back down. Cow pose is the inhale. And exhale into cat and all the way back, if you can, towards child's pose, or you can keep the hips high there. This time we'll walk the hands over towards the right. You can make a fist with your right hand and crawl the left fingers a little further forward. Shifting some weight towards the left, sitting back to heels, or your hips can be right above your knees. That's good too. Modifying this practice so that it's suitable for your body today. Let's come back through the center. Place the right hand just ahead of the face and shoulder over to the right. Open up the left arm to breathe in. And then we'll wrap it on that diagonal down towards the bottom right corner of your mat or room. Open it up. Inhale, you can let your hips sink over towards the left. And then exhale, hug the belly in as you sweep the arm under. Once more, opening, swinging left. And exhale, slide it under. Nestle your head and shoulders. Maybe they're up off the ground a little, or you can place something, a blanket underneath there. Right arm crawls forward or reaches up or wraps around to catch the left hip crease. You feel the breath is a little more challenging in these twists, so you want to be able to continue to breathe with some depth, but not forcing or straining, backing off if needed. Good, let's come up. Inhale, last wave. And exhale here. We'll curl the toes under. Bring some weight back towards the heels now, stretching out the bottoms of the feet. And then checking in with the feet to see if this is good. Or walking the hands back to sit right up. And if you're sitting up here, you might alternate between sitting right back on the heels and coming to a higher kneeling. Let's take the fingertips to the tops of the shoulders and squeeze the shoulder blades, or squeeze the elbows back and then around towards each other. Let's do 3 times in each direction. Keeping some core containment, coming up if you need to. Other direction. Breathing in half the circle, breathing out the other half. Spread the palms, flip the fingers, tuck the thumbs in and press out through the backs of the wrists. Ooh, let's come up, bring the tops of the feet down, fingertips on the ground, and wrap it out. And slide onto the tummy now, resting the forehead palm on palm. Shifting left and right with your hips. So just a note here for anyone that we're lying down on the tummy, already there's compression in the lower back, and bring one of your pillows in and place it under your rib cage. Will make a much improved difference. You can stretch one leg a little bit long and the other leg a bit long. And then just soften everything here.
Press the tops of the feet so the legs start to engage to be helpful, long and heavy. And then just lift the elbows. Lift the forehead and the hands together. Like we're coming out of the pelvis, the snake coming out of the basket. Not too high, not to the point where we're feeling gripping or clenching or pain in the lower back. And lower that down. On the inhale, we'll lift the elbows, lift the head and the hands. And on the exhale, lower back down. Elbows lift, inhaling. Head and hands follow. And exhale to lower. Elbows lift, head and hands. Exhale to lower. One more time, we'll come up. A couple of extra breaths if you can here, or remove your hands from your forehead and squeeze the elbows in. Fingertips can be on the floor or just hovering the hands a little further back for another breath. Exhale to lower, forehead palm on palm again, wiggle, shake out the hips. So if you have a pillow and using that, just take that out of the way. Let's take the left arm, couple of options here. We did this a couple of weeks ago. Left elbow in line with your left shoulder. And if this doesn't agree with the shoulder, then the left arm will be straight out at the side. Tenting the right fingertips right off your mat, so your right elbow is above your wrist, and then turning to look to the right, starting to shift onto your left side and drawing the right leg back in space. You can keep your head, left cheek on the floor, or lift that side of your head. Checking in with the left shoulder. Should be able to have some management around your breath, being deep. Otherwise, just straighten that arm out. That feels way better for me today. Some tight shoulders. I like to keep my head lifted, but it might feel better for you to rest it down for one more breath in. And out, bring the legs back together. And we'll just flip right on to the other side. So right elbow in line with the shoulder in a cactus shape. Then the left fingertips will be just off to the side of your mat with the elbow, left elbow above the wrist. Let's check out this side. So rolling onto your right rib cage, drawing your left leg back in space. And it'll be different each side. I'm good on this side. I can keep the elbow bent. No hesitation to straighten that arm out. You want to come back to center first and then lengthen it out. Floating the head or resting it down. Two more breaths. Let's come back through center. Sliding the hands back. We'll press up and back, either into a child's pose, sitting back towards the heels, or just come to sit on your bottom with the soles of the feet together and let your spine drape forward like so. Whichever one of those you like, and your knees can be together if you're in child's pose. Different shape for the spine with the arms back, palms flipped towards the ceiling. While you're sitting, minimum effort to be in this pose. Falling back into the rest and digest after a bit of invigorating in those back bends. Let's all meet on our seat if you're not there yet. And we'll tuck the chin in towards the chest. Come on up to sit. With the feet apart, leaning back into the hands, nice and easy. Dropping the knees over towards the left, pressing the right shin to the floor. So the back of your right hip, your right seat will be lifted off the ground. Slowly as you can, bring the right knee up. Let the left knee follow. Left shin will press. Left outer hip is lifted. Your seat is lifted on that side. Let's bring the left knee up, right knee follows. Come all the way over. Wrapping your right ribs around so you're looking out over your left shoulder. And then come back through center. Keeping a bit of dynamic movement through here. Come up, resting onto your right hand or your right elbow as you look over the right shoulder this time. And back through center. Over to the other side. One more time through center. And over. Bringing out. Through center this time. Bring your legs together. Shake, shake, shake them out. And then let's sit up tall, loop the shoulders behind the back. You can bend the knees. You can put a pillow underneath your thighs. Sitting up here. Staying tall through the spine, open through the chest, belly drawing in. Or walk the hands forward to take a hold of your legs. Keeping the lower abdomen and the thighs connected for this one. Pulling your shins or thighs or your feet, whatever, reaching energetically back towards yourself so the ears and the heads of the shoulders move away from each other a little bit. Could also have your hands clasped underneath your thighs, wrap your hands around your wrists or your elbows, whatever the body parts find is helpful right now. The stillness, the slowing down, still with lots of the thoughts and emotional tones playing out in the background. It's not going to go away. You can use the breath or sensations that are happening here in the body right now just to return with some friendliness to what's here in the present. One more breath. Good. Let's release. Lean back. Lift the feet. Easy flopping. We'll take the right ankle above the left knee now. So a couple of options here. Extending out through the left leg, dropping the outer right knee towards the floor. For this version of a pigeon or figure four, you could also be on your back. Maybe a more familiar pose and feel better in your knee or your back. If you're okay with the upright version, you can walk the hands back a little more, try bending the left knee and walking your hips a little closer, crawling your chest up over towards that right shin.
So back it off if the breath starts to shorten. Or if you're feeling any pain here, take the version on the back for 3, 2, and 1. Let's slide the left leg out again. Couple of options for this next twist. Can have the right foot come to the floor outside the left knee or shin further down. Or it can be on the inside, so you've got a bit of a space between your legs. And having something underneath your seat, I've got my blanket here, just a little bit of height, or you can put a cushion underneath there as well. Choosing that which shape. The right arm will reach behind, it's behind the hip or a little further back. Then we'll use the left hand to hold the right shin or the right outer thigh as we start to shift and wrap. Squish the internal organs a little bit, lengthening the spine. So it doesn't matter what the shape looks like. The priority is the breath. And it's okay to feel that the breath is a little bit of challenged, but still deep. Let's take one more. Deep breath in, pause, and exhale. Stretching out the legs, shake, 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 or bounce. Second side, left ankle above the right knee this time. So if you're on the back, might want to do that same thing for the second round. Otherwise, sitting up tall here, wrapping the outer left hip down, strong flex in the left ankle, or leaning back and bending right knee. Walking the hands in, walking your seat in, seeing how it is on this side. Adjusting if you need to, or moving to the lying down position. Maybe bringing the attention to just the sound of breath as it's happening. And exhale to release. Twist for the second side, so you can have a hand's distance or so between your left foot and your right leg. Or cross the left foot right over top of the right leg. Sitting up nice and tall here. Keeping the right leg active if it is extended there. Pressing the left big toe to the floor. Choose your version as you take the left arm around and wrap the right hand to the outer shin or thigh. Or you can bring the upper arm all the way across. That's another variation, a little bit deeper into the twist on this side. See what feels good in the breath. Allowing that to be the priority. One more inhale. Pause. And exhale, exhale to empty. Shifting through center and shaking out the legs again. Good, so let's use our pillows. Pillow or pillows if you have. I'm going to take them down the mat. You can build yourself an incline of sorts with whatever you've got. Blanket, pillow, or a couple. I'm going to use my blanket on the pillow that's towards the back of the mat, just to add a bit more height. And then sitting close up with your hips to the bottom pillow and shifting the knees over towards the left. So I'm sitting on my left hip. Walking hands on either side of the pillows. Trying to lay the chest forward and down. So the collarbones are working to be more or less facing the pillow. So you really want to have your knees hugging in pretty close to get to that. And then resting down on the elbows. You can turn your gaze in the same direction as your knees. So if it doesn't feel quite right, if you don't have these pillows handy, then you can take the more traditional where you're lying on your back, your knees over towards the right, or sorry, left. And arms open wide. Both restorative. Rest and digest postures, lengthening the spine and without forcing, giving some space for the digestive organs. And you're welcome to see what it feels like to try and lengthen the chest forward and turn your head in the other direction and come down. That's pinching at all, though. Just come back to where it just feels good. For 3 more breaths. One. 2. 3. To come out equally, mindfully, press into the palms, reach the chest towards the head end of the pillows, and then walk around to face forward. We'll go right on to the other side. So shifting so that the knees are facing the right, sitting up close to those pillows or pillow. Whatever you've built yourself here with your hands on either side of that little mountain. Lay the chest forward. Let the elbows rest underneath the shoulders. Shift the gaze. Looking in the same direction as your knees and make sure this feels really comfortable. It's not intended to feel like work. Maybe on this side, there is some space to turn and look in the other direction. But it really has to line up with, the height of the props. And so if right away it's not feeling good, then stay with the gaze in the direction of the knees. Really challenging part of the practice is these postures that we hold for a little bit longer. We think maybe we're doing something wrong, our mind is super active and we're spinning out into future planning or getting caught up in something that's ancient history. Lots of starting over, turning to the present is the mindfulness, is the goal, just remembering, forgetting, remembering, forgetting, remembering. One more breath.
And let it go. Press the palms, reach the chest long. Come up around with that long spine. Give yourself a hug with the knees really tightly bent and the chin tucked in, the seated child's pose. And then if it would be nice for you to finish the class just as these pillows are for me, I can lay down. Of course, you'll have anything else, a heavier blanket, something that will facilitate rest. So you want your head a little bit higher than your heart here, so it's not falling back. The feet can go wide with the knees falling into touch, a tuck of the tailbone, that should be nice for the lower back, or your legs can just be long and floppy. Arms splayed at the sides or staying connected with the diaphragm, the lungs in some way. Closing the eyes if that's comfortable. And scanning once more through the body for any areas of tension. Things that have popped up again, maybe the furrow between the eyebrows. Or some gripping or clinging. Trying to hold on to what feels pleasant. Or push away what feels unpleasant. Opening to space and just allowing. So rather than clinging to pleasant or unpleasant, clinging of any sort gives us a rope burn, so we just let that rope, that stream of thoughts, flow through, letting the attention rest here on sound for the next minute or so. Awareness of a field of hearing that is present. Might be sound of your breath, my voice, your heating ducts. You don't need to be in formal seated meditation to benefit from a practice of turning our attention to something that's in the sensory realm at any time during the day. Just taking a moment to listen, to appreciate there is a field of hearing. And slowly begin to shift if you're ready to come back to earth. You can stay longer if you have the time. Maybe you're doing this recording in the evening and want to turn me off and doze off. You're coming back to life here and now. Let's do a few movements through the jaw. Wide opening. Left and right. Rubbing the palms together. Resting your palms over your eyes. Softening any tension that maybe you've crept back in there before you open to the light.
Releasing the arms if you feel like a stretch out, shifting side to side. Aware of the props underneath yourself and rolling over to one side so it's easier to push yourself up. Just to close our practice, in the simple act of sitting together. Long through the spine and relax through the hips. A few extra breaths for yourself here, some appreciation. Not easy to take this time out. And a few extra breaths for somebody else or a situation that may need some compassion. May all beings be safe, be healthy and well, and be happy. Namaste.